Look at the different types of pathogens. So, what are pathogens? These types of pathogens, all of them, they harm the body. So they're not good for the body, and they do this by they have different functions. So some destroy cells, some take out the cell's nutrients, and some actually poison them. So there are one, two, three, four, five types of pathogens: bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, parasites. This is absolute memorization. You just need to memorize. So, what are bacteria? They are single-celled organisms, which means that it's just one cell. And the thing about them are it's like they're prokaryotes, so they do not have a nucleus. And the function of bacteria is that they cause illness by releasing toxic chemicals. So they release these bad things and they destroy that healthy cell. So they go to a cell and they release like these bad things to that cell, and it causes the cell to be destroyed and the cell to die. So an example of bacteria is food poisoning and this thing enteritis, which is 장염. I'm probably not pronouncing that. Anyways, and the next one is viruses. So, what are viruses? They are disease-causing strand of DNA or RNA. And the thing about this is that viruses they are surrounded. They have like a cover of protein. So, and just remember they are a disease-causing strand of DNA and RNA. So they are made up of DNA and RNA. And what viruses do. Oh, viruses are like that thing that has protein on the outside and the inside they either have DNA or RNA inside the thing. Anyways, so what they do is they enter the healthy cell, they go to the healthy cell and they tell that cell make more viruses. So they enter healthy cells to produce more of the viruses which are obviously not good. And the thing about viruses are they are not living. And the reason why they are not living is because they cannot live by themselves, but they depend on other organisms in order to function. But the thing about them is they depend on them, but they can also multiply. So they are non-living, and they must be inside the host to be activated. So if they're not inside the host, they aren't activated and they can't do anything. An example of viruses are AIDS, flu, and cold. So like 감기 and AIDS. Just memorize that. Anyways, fungi. Fungi are multicellular organisms, meaning that it's an organism that has multiple cells, and yes, they have a nucleus. So what fungi do is that they are developed in like warm or damp environments. So 약간 습한 환경에서 되게 잘 자라요. And what they do is they go to the cell and they suck up the nutrients. So they take away the good stuff of the cell, and it causes that cell, since it doesn't have any more nutrients, it causes it to die. An example of fungi is athlete's foot, which is palmujum. And yeah, just think the fungi on your foot is made because of like the sweat from your foot that gets there because of like exercise or something like that. Okay, fourth one, protozoa. Protozoa are single-celled organisms, but unlike bacteria, they are eukaryotes, which means they have a nucleus. What protozoa do is that they prey on other cells to complete its own life cycle. This means in order for they themselves to live, 얘네들이 살기 위해서 다른 셀한테 가가지고 다른 셀 먹는 거야. In order for them to live. And an example of protozoa is malaria. And parasites, the parasites are organisms. They're mostly multicellular, but there are some exceptions. They are organisms that actually grow and feed on the host. So it's similar to fungi. So they go on like a certain thing in order to like suck up its thing and in order for them to grow, and it drains the host's body resources. So in the end, the host dies because it just drains. It takes away all their nutrients and stuff like that. So an example of parasites is heartworm. These are the five types of pathogens, and it's just best to memorize the types and memorize their functions.